Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kristie. We've got some more great Reddit stories for you today, so let's get going.
Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit during vacation, even though I have no other plans?
Vacation should be used for resting. You have no obligation to babysit for anybody. It's your time. Actually, even if you're not on vacation, you have no obligation to babysit for anyone, and I'm holding to that. But especially on vacation.
My family owns a small vacation house in Florida, and the whole family spends a week there every other year. This year's trip is coming up in 3 weeks. The people coming are my brother, 32 male, his wife, and their 2 kids, 8 male and 5 female, my sister, 26 female, her husband, and their kid, 4 male, and me, 28 male, single and child-free. We're each paying our own way.
That was a lot of genders and ages and relationships thrown at me.
Yeah.
But it's a whole big family?
It's brother, sister, their spouses, and their kids.
Okay.
3 kids total. The other day, my sister called and told me that she and brother had planned a couple's day with their spouses in the middle of the week. The idea was that the 2 couples would spend the day on the water and then go to a nice restaurant for dinner. She asked if I could watch the kids during this time.
Oof. Okay. I always feel like when you're on a family vacation, it is nice to give the parents one evening of babysitting. A whole day? That's a lot. Why can't they take their kids to the beach with them and then you just watch the kids while they go out to dinner? That seems more reasonable.
I think the other thing about it is that she said, we've already planned a couple's day and you're going to babysit.
Yes, that is very presumptuous. I do not like that.
Yeah, if she had called and said, hey, could you babysit a day so that we can sneak off and do couples activities, that'd be a very different story.
Yeah.
I said no. She thought I was joking until I doubled down, and then she got audibly annoyed. She kept asking why not. Why can't I help out this one time? Why am I being so selfish? Look, I like my nephews and niece, and they're good kids, but I'm not a kid person. I've babysat them before and hated it, even though I love them. I don't want to spend vacation babysitting, even if it's only for one day, and it would be the whole day.
Yeah, OP doesn't have any kids for a reason. It is very presumptuous of his siblings to try and push their kids off on him. It's not his responsibility.
I mean, we don't know what the reason is he doesn't have any kids. He could just be wildly unpopular.
He said he doesn't like kids. He's not a kid person.
No, he's
but
not.
Yeah, maybe he just can't find a girl.
Sorry, OP, that was mean.
That was mean. You're mean.
She asked what other plans I had that day, and I said none. That made her mad, and she kept saying that if I have no plans, there's no reason I can't watch the kids. I said I would spend the day enjoying myself, whatever I ended up doing, and it wouldn't involve kids. She got so mad she hung up on me.
Oh no, she hung up on you. Too bad. You don't have to talk to her anymore.
But she and brother have both been texting, asking me to change my mind. In the past, my parents have watched the kids while the couples have a date night, but they're not able to come to vacation this year. I feel like it's not my responsibility to watch their kids, and I have a right to say no. But that I also might be an asshole for refusing to help this one time? Am I the asshole?
Yes and no, but mostly no, you're not the asshole. Like I said, when you are vacationing with family, I think it's really nice if each couple gets one child-free night and like you take turns babysitting. But nobody's obligated to do that.
And if he doesn't want to babysit, they could very easily each take one day, right?
That is a good point. Yeah, make the people who already have kids babysit and take turns.
Yeah, I mean, I get that they want to hang out, but if OP is just adamant that he does not want to babysit, there's no reason that they can't exchange babysitting on the trip. And they can hang out with the kids then as a whole group if they want to hang out as, a 4.
Also, like, I get where OP is coming from, where he loves his nieces and nephews, but, like, doesn't want to babysit, because it is a totally different thing when you are hanging out with your nieces and nephews while their parents are there to supervise them and you are not in charge, than actually being in charge of the kids yourself. Something else I want to point out, did you notice that he said normally his parents would babysit the kids so they could have a date night? Even the parents only did it for an evening, not the whole day.
That is true. They only did a date night, didn't they?
That's what he said. I mean, I don't know the whole situation. Maybe he's leaving something out, but from the info, it sounds like even the grandparents would not babysit their grandkids for a whole day. So why should he?
And watching 3 kids that are 8 and under for a whole day is chaotic.
Oh my gosh, that's so exhausting.
That's so much.
So it was very presumptuous of sister to tell you that you are babysitting. That's not cool. But I do feel like you're maybe a little bit of the asshole because this is like a family vacation. If you like your siblings, you might want to help them out and offer to babysit while they go to dinner. That's it,
There is a bit of sibling obligation, I would say, where, yeah, you can watch the kids for a night or while they go out and do an activity, but a whole day with 3 kids is a lot.
I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a compromise here.
Yeah, and it's especially tough for OP because he doesn't have like a girlfriend or a wife on this trip with him, so he is just completely outnumbered by these children, right?
Yes.
Top comment, you should skip these trips when your parents don't come. And then somebody replied to that, though. I wonder if the babysitting is why the parents didn't come this time.
Maybe. That is a good point.
The parents could very well be skipping because they don't want to always get stuck babysitting for a chunk of their vacation.
I gotta say, it's not really a vacation if you are spending the whole time babysitting. And now going into a vacation as a parent, you have to expect that the vacation is going to be different and be centered around your kids, you know? But when you go into a vacation as a child-free person, you probably don't want to be spending a bunch of time being responsible for a bunch of kids.
Not the asshole. I'm more offended on your behalf that you weren't invited to join the adult day on the water. Couples day is BS that allows them to exclude you and shove their kids onto you. Although, I don't know what you would do with the kids in that case.
Yeah, but it's like they're having a siblings day without you. That's rude.
OP replied, I'm willing to bet that if I had a partner, then we'd still be excluded and expected to watch their kids. I get the impression that Couples Day was a convenient way to frame day away from the kids.
Parents' Day.
It's Parents' Day, right? I don't think for a second I thought this wasn't just a parents away from the kids' day.
Am I the asshole for giving a secret family recipe to a family member?
If they're a family member, why didn't they have the secret family recipe? It's just that secret, huh?
Because it's a secret.
Some family members just can't be trusted.
I married into a family that has a secret pasta and red sauce recipe. When I got married, the recipe was one of the gifts. Whenever there are family functions, we switch up who makes the recipe, each of us putting our own twist on it.
You're altering the secret family recipe?
Yeah, so everybody has the recipe, but they have altered it slightly to fit their own tastes.
That sounds a little sacrilegious to me, but okay.
I mean, I guess that means that every time you get together with family and have this recipe, you're not having the exact same meal.
Yeah, but a lot of times with a family that has the secret recipe, they want the exact same meal.
You did it wrong. This isn't right.
Yeah, this is not how Grandma used to make it.
Since getting married, I've gotten close to my spouse's cousin. We hang out often. She's a bit of a mentor to me. I asked when it would be her turn to make the recipe because she's a great cook and I wanted to try her twist on it. She never got the secret recipe. It's only passed down to married members of the family.
Wait, is she like young?
I learned my spouse didn't get a copy until marriage. She has asked for the recipe but keeps getting told when you get married. She's in her early 50s and has repeatedly expressed no interest in marriage.
So they're just shunning the spinster?
Yup.
That's so mean.
You're not married. You can't have it. She was asking if I planned to make a big batch in December. I always do. And asked if she could trade portions for something special she makes. Yeah, this is so sad. She can never just have the family recipe on her own whenever she wants it.
Yeah, she has to barter for it with people that are like in the main family.
I agreed, but then thought to ask if she just wanted the recipe instead. She was born into the family. I don't think there should be a restriction on a family recipe that requires you to get married.
Oh, you went rogue with the recipe?
So I gave it to her.
Oh my God. That's absolutely going to start a fight.
Family found out when she made it almost immediately. She was so happy. And someone found leftovers in her fridge. Who's snooping in her fridge?
I mean, they have guarded this family recipe for possibly generations.
Mother-in-law and aunts-in-law are angry with me since the cousin didn't earn it. One of the cousin's married sisters blew up at me over text. Father-in-law gets where I was coming from, but said it wasn't my place.
It really wasn't. It seems a little rude to go rogue with the family's recipe when you're married into the family. I get that they're being mean. You maybe should have just encouraged them to stop being assholes.
My spouse doesn't care either way, but I earned myself the cold shoulder at Thanksgiving over this. Am I the asshole?
I mean, I feel like you are the asshole, but you did it for noble reasons. Like, you broke the rules, you stole the secret family recipe, and you passed it off to somebody deserving because they are a member of the family and they deserve that recipe. Everyone else was kind of bullying this lady. You still kind of went behind everyone else's backs on it, though. It sounds like you didn't try to be like, hey, maybe you guys could stop being douchebags.
Yes, this isn't her family. This isn't her family recipe. So I do feel like it was a little bit overstepping, but I do get where she's coming from. This seems extremely like old fashioned and a little bit sexist. Like, not everybody wants to get married, and nowadays you don't have to get married.
Oh, yeah. I think she's an asshole in the same way that Robin Hood was an asshole, right?
Yeah.
Robin Hood was a thief and did regularly attack people, but he also gave to the poor. The only thing to do, I think, is to show up to holidays in a little Robin Hood hat and rifle through people's purses.
I mean, you might get some good stuff that way.
And then you just give it to cousin.
And the family's already mad at you, so.
That's true. It's all downhill from here.
But she had to go into this knowing that the family was going to be super mad at her. This cousin has been asking for this recipe for years, and the family's like, no, you're not married.
Oh, there's absolutely no way that OP didn't know this was going to blow up in her face, right?
People in the comments want the recipe, and OP says, no, you're not family.
I mean, at least you have morals. That's good. I think that your asshole to not asshole ratio balanced out fairly evenly in the story, but if you start giving it to strangers on the internet, you're a complete asshole.
Top comment, oof, when I read the title, I was prepared to say you were the asshole, but damn, that family is cruel. What an antiquated way of viewing the world. And I get it, it was a tradition that originally was probably very meaningful, but now, in this time, it feels pretty cruel. What they should have done is gifted it to the cousin when she had a special moment if they really wanted to make it something special. Graduation, job promotion, becoming a dog mom, who cares? She deserves it just as much as any member of the family. NTA.
I mean, it really does sound like they should have some sort of alternative means of earning the family recipe. Like, once you're old enough not to give it away to somebody.
Someone replied to that comment I just read, especially when it's clear this person most likely won't get married. If that is the rule, there should be an age limit until you're married or 35. It makes you feel like you aren't even really an adult to your family when they have this sort of attitude. Coming from an older unmarried person in this kind of family. Eye roll, still at the kids' table at 47.
Yeah, it does make you feel awfully excluded, doesn't it? And cousin absolutely jumped at the chance to get this recipe through illicit means.
Yes, she really wants it, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, she was having to barter for, like, scraps of the recipe up to this point, and she's like, you'll just give me the recipe? Heck yes.
I do have to say, it, like, kind of feels like the family is saying you are not a worthy member of this family until you are married.
Yeah, if you aren't reproducing, you don't have a purpose. Hey, if you're enjoying our content so far, you should check out Dog Dog Cat Cat Noodle. It's Kristie's pet channel on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
There's a link to it in the description, and go ahead and check it out because we just celebrated Turtle Day, where we bury the turtles for their winter hibernation, or as it's known in reptiles, brumation.
So if you want to see more content featuring Kristie and all of our pets, including our co-host Odin, give it a look. Today I effed up by mocking my neighbor's parrot for the last couple of weeks.
Oh no, that parrot is going to learn whatever you're saying to it. Oh, what are you teaching that parrot?
So, I live in an apartment where the walls are thin enough that I can hear my neighbor's TV, phone calls, and unfortunately their parrot. This parrot, very beautiful animal, but makes me want to rip my hair out and do things I am not proud to admit. Let's just say he has become my morning alarm for the last few months.
An apartment is not the place to have a pet parrot. That is a house pet.
They are loud.
They're so loud.
About 2 weeks ago, I started mocking his sounds back. He'd squawk, I'd squawk. He'd whistle, I'd whistle back. We built up a little routine, kind of like distant, angry roommates communicating through bird calls.
And this parrot is like, this wall loves me. This wall keeps talking to me. This wall loves me.
Sometimes I would even initiate it. Like when I was cooking, I would randomly have a Tourette-like outburst and start squawking loudly. I know this is strange, lol. Yesterday, my neighbor knocked on my door and had a really odd look on her face. Apparently, ever since I started doing my bird banter, her parent has become obsessed with me. I guess I just wasn't in the mood for bird talk the last couple days and went silent. She said he paces and screeches when I stop responding. She even showed me a video.
Why does the wall not love me anymore?
It was such an awkward experience. She said he used to have a parrot friend years ago that died, and she thinks it wants some sort of bird companion. Anyway, she asked me to make a couple bird sounds as she put a treat in its cage to see if it would eat. I reluctantly agreed and felt humiliated, of course. But I went through with it, and sure enough, The little fucker started eating and playing.
That is actually adorable. This little bird loves you so much, even though he's never seen you, that he got super depressed when you stopped playing with him through the walls.
Yeah, he would call out and another bird would talk back and he had a friend again.
Oh, yeah. Parrots do like to do contact calling. Like, my sister has a parrot, and he'll just randomly be like, ah! And that lets everyone in the house know that he wants to know where everybody is. Everybody has to, back at him so he knows where everybody is and knows that the flock is still all in the house.
Yeah, he needs to do a check-in. Long story short, I became the object of a parrot's affection, and my neighbor asked if I could talk to him for a few minutes a day. They even gave preferred times if I'm home. I've unintentionally entered a long-distance relationship with a bird.
This is adorable, but you had to know that since you could hear the bird and the bird could hear you, that your neighbors could hear you. You're just like making squawking noises through the walls and your neighbors are like, okay, this guy really likes talking with our bird.
Yeah, the neighbor was absolutely aware of this, right?
Yes.
And it sounds like it started out of anger. Like the bird whistled and you just angrily would whistle back. And then it just became a habit for you.
I seriously thought this story was going to go in a different direction and that you were going to be teaching the bird swear words through the wall.
I mean, they still got time. Bruh, this is like a buddy movie where you forced yourself to be your enemy's best friend. I feel sorry for you, but also good for you. Kinda sucks when you want to be a dick but make friends instead. Opie is just mad because it's not fun knowing that the bird loves the mocking, and now the thing that annoyed him that he was enjoying responding to is a requirement now. It's like being told to clean your room as a kid when you were either doing that already or about to get started. It's annoying in its own way.
Yeah, he thought he was annoying this bird every time he responded back, and no, the bird was like, this is great, I got a new best friend. What happens when this guy goes on vacation, though? The bird's gonna stop eating the whole time he's gone.
I mean, I guess the owner needs to start contact calling back too.
He needs to pre-record some bird noises that he makes himself, set it up on a timer while he's gone on vacation so the bird thinks he's still home.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The bird doesn't even know what you look like, it sounds like.
Nope.
So that would work great.
A recording of your voice would probably be just as good as you in person.
Honestly, you might be able to get out of having to contact call all the time if you just gave a recording of your voice making some bird noises to the neighbor.
Yeah, but birds are really smart. If the bird can tell it's coming from a different place, like inside his own apartment, or if like he can see the like video player or whatever, will he know that it's not really his friend? It's got to come from behind the same wall.
That's true. You'd almost have to cut like a section of the drywall out and put a speaker back there.
Am I the asshole for not firing the cleaning lady because my girlfriend asked me to?
What did the cleaning lady do to your girlfriend? I guess you should try to keep your girlfriend happy, but also you shouldn't just fire people for no reason.
This is a dumb argument, but I need people to weigh in. I, male 42, have a cleaning lady who comes every other week. She's super hardworking, really nice, and I completely trust her. She comes while I'm at work, and I get to come home to a clean house. The best feeling. One time she told me she drank a can of Pepsi from my fridge and even asked if she should pay me back. I told her she 100% has my permission to take a break and eat or drink whatever she needs while she's here. Since then, she'll occasionally have a pop, a glass of juice, or once she said she had a piece of toast. She's never helped herself to any meals, snacks, or anything beyond that.
I mean, that all seems good so far. Like, I think it's super nice that you said, yeah, help yourself to a beverage while you're here. You do a good job.
My girlfriend, female 38, was over the other night and said she saw my cleaning lady stealing from the fridge. I told her she wasn't stealing, lol. She has my permission and she's definitely not sitting around being lazy. She was taking a break. My girlfriend said it's weird, unprofessional, and that it could lead to boundary crossing. I told her I've known this woman for 2 years and nothing like that has ever happened. Girlfriend thinks I should fire her before it gets worse. Am I wrong for thinking, why change something that's been working perfectly fine? Am I being weird?
No, you absolutely should not let this lady go. You've got a cleaning lady who does a good job. You have a good rapport with her. Why would you change that?
Yeah, she cleans your house great, and all she's asking is, you pay her, but then also, occasionally she gets a little thirsty and wants a drink, and she even offered to pay you back, and you were like, no, it's fine.
That's just a small tip, right? You can have a pop. I don't care.
Yeah, a lot of places have, free coffee at work. Why shouldn't you give your cleaning lady some beverages?
That is such a cheap and affordable way to stay on the good side of the woman who keeps your house in order. You are trusting this woman to clean your house and not take anything, and you've got somebody who's great at that, right? I don't know why you wouldn't be trying to stay on this woman's good side.
Because it's going to lead to boundary crossing and an inappropriate relationship with your cleaning lady. And girlfriend is not okay with that.
We wouldn't want the help to get any kind of ideas about their station.
Top comment, NTA, your cleaning lady is following predetermined rules and is not taking advantage of you. As you said, she's hardworking and doing what you agreed with. Why mess with what's not broken? Someone else says, your cleaning lady, your place, your choice. I think that your girlfriend's the one being weird about it.
Yeah, that's such a little thing to want to fire someone over, especially because you just said, oh no, I actually gave her permission to do that. Your girlfriend's like, no, don't give her permission for things. I think OP needs to make up a plate of cookies and then tell girlfriend she's not allowed to have any, but the cleaning lady is allowed to have some.
Okay, that is gonna really make your girlfriend mad. I mean, maybe she deserves it, but you gotta decide if that's worth the fight to you.
No, burn everything.
Someone says, you're dating a mean girl. I wouldn't appreciate someone I've dated for 5 months telling me how to run my home.
Has it only been 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a crazy short relationship for her to be telling you to let the cleaning lady go.
There's an update the next day.
Oh, okay.
I talked to my girlfriend and she thinks it's weird that my cleaning lady can grab something to eat or drink. She said it'd be better if she brought her own stuff. I was like, the woman goes to multiple clients a day. She can't be carrying a whole suitcase of snacks on top of a vacuum mop and everything else. And it's not like she's raiding my whole fridge, so who cares? My girlfriend said it just makes her uncomfortable. Then she asked why I even need a cleaning lady when I live in a 2-bedroom and told me to just be an adult and clean your own place.
I don't know. A lot of times when you look into the price of a cleaning service, it's not as much as you think. So if you're making enough money that it makes financial sense for you to bring someone in, then I'm all for you saving that time, right? If you would be better off using that time for just your personal enjoyment or working an extra 2 hours and then making that money back, I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah, if you can afford a cleaning person, I see no problem with hiring one.
No, you're giving somebody money who wants the money to do the cleaning. What is bad about that relationship?
My girlfriend said I don't need a cleaning lady to mommy me. I was like, she's not mommying me. She's a huge help and my place looks amazing after she leaves. Then she said when we move in or get married, the cleaning lady has to go because she doesn't like strangers in her house and that I need to get off my ass and do my part. I told her I don't get her logic at all. She doesn't charge much. I can easily afford her. And my house looks great, so what's the issue?
Girl, you've been dating this guy for 5 months, and he's been using this cleaning lady for 2 years. You're the stranger in this trio.
But when we get married, she has to go.
Uh-huh.
She kept going on about how I'm being lazy and acting like a man baby, and that I should act like an adult. I told her I'm 42, and for my 40th birthday, I hired a cleaning lady as a gift to myself because I want my free time to relax. And I'm not changing that. I honestly have no fucking clue what your problem is. I just don't get it. She hung up. Whatever. I'm honestly too old for this shit. I'm going to bed. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. That's a really funny thing to say to yourself after your girlfriend hangs up on you. I'm too old for this shit.
Top comment to the update. Quick question. Was marriage even on the table before this?
At 5 months, I would assume it's still pretty up in the air.
Sounds like a lot of assumptions going on here about the relationship, what a grown-up does and when they have money to make their own life better, and how to treat your employees. I'd stay far away from this lady.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like she would be mean to the cleaning lady, doesn't it?
It sounds like she's already being mean to the cleaning lady.
Yeah, that's a good point. It does sound like she's already being mean to the hired help. This lady's just doing her job. I don't know why you're trying to pick a fight with her.
There is a final short update.
Oh, another one. Okay.
She texted that she can't waste her time with a lazy man who would rather give full control of his house to a maid instead of getting off his ass to do cleaning the house himself. I told her best of luck. She told me to go fuck myself. Looking forward to spend the holidays with my son this year in my very clean house. Thank you, everyone.
That is a crazy take right there. She would rather you just live amongst the chaos and filth that happens to your house when, you live on your own and you have other things to do. Or she'd rather you not have free time and do a bunch of cleaning.
I think that's what it is. She wants your house to still be clean, but she wants you to do it.
I mean, you are doing it technically by transition, right? You're paying a cleaning lady to do it. So you got the house clean. I don't see a problem with this at all. And let's be honest, the cleaning lady probably does a much better job than you would.
And much faster, too. Those cleaning ladies do such a good job and they get it done so fast. It takes me forever to clean the bathroom. Like, I'm in there for like 2 hours and they would have it done in like 10 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. The couple times that I've had to hire a cleaning service, they do such thorough work. They've got like all the magical chemicals and sprays to like make the oven shine. Like they know exactly what they're doing. It's amazing.
You're literally paying for a service with your own money. That's literally being an adult. The whole strangers in her house thing when you're not even living together yet is a red flag in my opinion.
Yeah, what's her opinion on like hiring a contractor to fix the furnace?
Someone replies, I wish her good luck when she needs a plumber. No strangers in my house.
Right? There are just times where you need to hire somebody to fix something around the house.
I think someone makes a good comment. This is about control. Your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend wants to control what you do in your own home. If you give in on this issue, she knows she can control you and will start to impose other rules for how you should live your life.
It does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? She's being very unreasonable.
Yeah, she's asking you to change the way that you run your household, and she's not even like living in your house or a part of your household yet.
She's already planning on moving in and getting married and the things she's going to change. It's a little early for that.
So yeah, I think I'm glad that he ditched the girlfriend and kept the cleaning lady.
I, 35 male, was caught using AI to write wedding vows, and partner, 34 female, walked out. What do I do?
Oh, no, that's so bad. Don't use AI for wedding vows. They're supposed to be heartfelt and from your heart, not from your computer.
This was posted on Relationship Advice. I, 35 male, recently had a wedding with my partner, 34 female. We've had a stable and happy relationship so far, and I love her more than anything in the world. The problem arose when it came to writing vows. Don't get me wrong, I love many things about my partner, but I couldn't figure out how to put them into tangible vows. I decided to use ChatGPT so I can have something well written and expressive to share at the ceremony.
I do not like this. I'm cringing.
The thing about my partner is that she's very confrontational and no nonsense. If something annoys her, she immediately addresses it with no room for backing out. I also know that she's expressed disdain for AI in the past, but I didn't realize how far the hatred could go.
You know she doesn't like AI and you're using it for your wedding vows, which is supposed to be like the most important moment of your relationship with her?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you not listen to her at all? Obviously not.
I don't know how, but she immediately recognized that the vows were AI. After I had finished, she had this angry look and whispered to me, "Did you use fucking AI to write that?" I was quiet because I couldn't believe she had noticed that, and she was choosing to address it while we were on full display for everyone.
At the altar?
She then said that I either speak from the heart or she walks out. I literally couldn't get any words out, and she kept her promise and walked back down the aisle, much to all of our friends and family's confusion.
I mean, I love her. What a queen, but oh my gosh, to just walk away from the altar in the middle of vows? That is bold, and but I do like it.
She put her money where her mouth was.
She put her foot down. This is not acceptable, and you know it.
She's been ghosting me these past few days, which is atypical for her and honestly giving me a panic attack.
I'm pretty sure ghosting you at the altar was like the sign that, hey, she doesn't want to be with you.
It's definitely a sign that you screwed up. Most people agree that calling off a marriage because of AI vows was an overreaction.
I'm not sure about that.
And that maybe it was a sign that our relationship would have issues. But a few female friends say that they would have done the same thing. I'm hurt and honestly just needed it to help me make the day more special. Is it worth fixing?
I'm so confused. What do you mean, is it worth fixing? You're the one who screwed up. How are you going to fix this? How? She walked out in the middle of the wedding. She just threw thousands of dollars away to get away from you.
Yeah, that's a pretty loud statement right there, isn't it?
It totally, I don't know how he's going to fix this. Like, I seriously think this was a deal breaker for her. If you didn't love her enough to come up with your own words for the wedding vows, she doesn't want to be with you at all, I don't think. You're not the kind of person she thought you were, and the relationship you two have is not what she thought it was, and she is just done. Because if she thought you could still work through it, she probably wouldn't have walked out of the wedding. She would have just been like, okay, we'll fix this later, but we're not wasting all this money because we are eventually going to get married, so don't waste the wedding money and everything. But no, she's like, just throw it all away. I think she's done.
Yeah, there's a finality to just walking out during a wedding.
Also, she said, speak from the heart. Why didn't you say anything at the altar? Like, just say something.
He did. He froze when she said that, didn't he? She gave him like that chance to be like, hey, tell me that you still love me.
Yeah, she gave him a chance to fix it right then and there, and he just stood there like a dummy.
Somebody commented, did you write this with AI too, bud? Come on, man. You should have been talking from the heart. OP replied to that, no, I could write this just fine. For the vows, it was different because I wanted them to be perfect, and there was a lot I wanted to say that I ended up not being able to say anything. Somebody else replied, I don't know why so many men, sometimes women too, but it's usually men, have this belief in the back of their heads that they have this overruling right with their female partner, where they can just ignore or dismiss whatever she wants or prefers as long as he thinks he's got a better idea. Like she's a child and he's the parent who knows better. Every day on these advice subs, dudes come in here like, she wanted me to buy this specific type of bread, but this other kind was cheaper, so I bought that instead. Why is she mad? She didn't want me to touch her puzzle boxes because she was afraid our kid would lose some pieces. But I thought it was okay, so I gave him a puzzle. Now some pieces are lost. How do I make her see it's just a stupid puzzle? And now we have you. She told me explicitly multiple times that she hates AI, but I feel it wasn't a big deal and that I needed it. So I used it anyway for my wedding vows. How can I show her she's overreacting? You don't, because she's not overreacting. You disrespected her majorly. You are not the victim here. You knew damn well what her reaction to you using AI would be, and did it anyway, because again, you thought you knew better and that she wouldn't find out anyway. Again, like she's a stupid child and you're her parent replacing her dead goldfish before she gets home from school. She deserves better than to marry a man who thinks of her that way. She didn't want something that sounded perfect. She wanted something that sounded like you. Stuff like this is precisely why so many people are critical of AI in the first place. It causes people like you to turn human emotional connection into a chore that can be streamlined and replaced by a machine. That's not normal. It's emotionally and spiritually sick. And you need to self-reflect on how you got to this point.
Yeah, that person makes a really good point. Like, his girlfriend or fiance has opinions and feelings, and he knows those opinions and feelings, but he thinks they're stupid, so he just completely disregards them.
That commenter really tore into OP, but OP kind of deserved it a little bit. And then there's an edit to this post. Edit. Okay, I screwed up. I didn't check this post for a while because I wanted more points of view instead of just being torn to shreds, but I understand why the situation is worse than I thought it was.
So he thought waiting longer would get more people on his side? No, they're just going to tear into you more because you were obviously wrong.
That's not how the internet works at all. But I understand why the situation is worse than I thought it was. I've been trying to contact my partner's family to see if I can talk to her again, but apparently she's been staying out of state with her sister. I'm going to tell her when she gets back what I heard here and that I understand. I'm also going to write new vows without AI and bring her favorite flowers and snacks.
Wait. I'm going to tell her what I heard here. So, hey, I thought you were wrong, so I still went to the internet to ask if I was wrong. And I didn't think I was, but they all said I was. So since they said I was wrong, maybe you were right and I was wrong and I'm sorry now. No! He's trusting internet strangers over his fiance's opinion.
There are a lot of people like that, where they don't see the other point of view until, like, a complete stranger tells them, or somebody that's not involved in the argument tells them.
Or hundreds of complete strangers tell them.
Right.
Okay. And another thing, when she comes back, he's going to write new vows and bring her snacks and flowers.
Yes.
That is not going to fix it.
I still want her to know that I love her and know her. I will post an update when I can. Thank you all, even if some feedback could have been a tad more nicely put.
You didn't deserve more nicely put. I don't think you do know her because she's explicitly said many times she doesn't like AI and you thought it was okay to use AI for your vows. I feel like now that the internet has torn him a new one, he realizes he was maybe wrong, but he doesn't realize how wrong he was. She walked out in the middle of vows and left you at the altar.
Yeah, that's a tough one to come back from.
Snacks and flowers are not going to fix this. I'm baffled by that.
I'm not sure what does fix it. All right, and then there is an update in November of 2025, 2 months later. I honestly wasn't planning to do an update after all because of how humiliating this entire situation has been. I didn't want to give more of a reason for people to rip me apart, but now that my story is posted on a popular YouTube channel, there probably won't be much of an escape route for me. Obviously not this YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, no, nobody's ever described this YouTube channel as popular.
There's no doubt people we know will find it now, so I wanted to give the short update everyone has been itching to get. I did what I said previously and told her about the Reddit post and how the replies gave me her perspective and that I was sorry. She ended up getting even more angry with me about posting our business, even though our names weren't mentioned, and that she couldn't believe I needed online strangers to tell me why I was wrong. Also, apparently my mom was texting her about paying back all the wasted wedding money, and she used that against me too, which I don't think is fair. I have no control over what my family does. Why is mom stepping in between the two of you and just cutting the last strings holding your relationship together?
Don't you think mom should have talked with son first and been like, hey, what are we doing about the wedding funding since the wedding didn't actually happen, but we still had to pay for it?
Or just saying like, hey, go work this out and you can have a courthouse wedding for a try at number 2.
Yeah, mom texting the fiance who left him at the altar and being like, you need to pay for this now. That feels like a bit of an overstep.
Snacks and flowers didn't do much.
And no, they didn't. Of course not. I mean, I am all about the snacks, but snacks would not fix this.
She refuses to give me another chance, even after offering to go to couples counseling. So yeah, the wedding is never happening again. It's over. This has been the most horrendous time of my life. Meanwhile, she's posting about brunch with friends on her social media. Makes me wonder how she could move on that fast while I'm a wreck. People have accused me of not caring enough about her to write my own vows, yet the difference in our reactions to splitting up says the reverse. Hope you're all happy. Free feel to rub salt in the wound. I'm not coming back to this account. I do feel a little bad for OP. He really messed this up.
Yeah, the reason she's handling the breakup better than OP is because OP is realizing he lost something wonderful, and she's realizing she lost someone who didn't even really care about her that much.
That is probably the reason why.
She's kind of like, ooh, dodged a bullet. And he's like, no, I ruined everything.
One of the top comments agrees with you. The difference in your reactions just says this was the final straw for her, while you were and still are fucking clueless. Someone replied to that, he really doesn't get it, lol. He decided that it wasn't worth his time or effort to write his own vows on his wedding day, so offloaded the subpar task to an AI assistant and is now mad that his fiancée thinks he's a moron. He can say that he wanted them to be perfect all he wants, but the reality is that he couldn't be bothered to make them perfect on his own. Yet he wrote both the post and the update just fine.
Those are all good points.
Maybe, I guess there was just less pressure on this for him. Did you actually think Snacks and Flowers would do anything? You're legitimately telling us that you, at 35 years old, actually thought you could solve the fact that she publicly left you at the altar in the middle of the ceremony by bringing her snacks and flowers? Honestly, that tells me everything I need to know. I bet you didn't even bring her preferred snacks and brought your own favorites. I had more to say, but it's clear you don't have the reading comprehension required for it to matter, so why bother? I can see why you needed AI's help. Reddit is not holding back.
No. It's kind of kicking him while he's down, though, at this point.
He is down, and Reddit just keeps kicking him. That's why I said I do feel a little bad. All you can really do at this point, OP, is just learn your lesson and do better in the next relationship, I'm afraid.
See, Reddit's kicking him while he's down, but I feel like it's a little justified. I don't think he still realizes how much he messed up. Like, he's like, I don't get why she's still mad. He's still a little bit like, poor me, she got mad at me over something dumb and dumped me.
Yeah, he still didn't quite see it at the end, did he? That she obviously thought that she was getting out of a bit of a toxic relationship. You don't just get mad and walk off in the middle of a ceremony if there weren't a few things leading up to it, right?
Yeah. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law to walk her daughter to school?
That could mean so many things. I'm going to go with not the asshole. She should get more steps in.
What, are you calling her fat?
I'm just saying everybody needs to get more steps in.
Are you calling me fat?
I'm calling society fat.
I'm part of society. I feel fat. I, 23 female, am a university graduate and live at home with my mother. She owns the house with the mortgage that's been fully paid off. I pay her rent around half the market rate for our area and do most of the housework. Me and my mother both work a lot. I work in healthcare and work irregular shift patterns, and my mom is self-employed and occasionally has to travel for work. My brother, male 31, his wife, Rose, female 31, and their daughter, female 6, moved back into my mom's house on Friday. They got a mortgage on a home, and it turned out to have a lot of maintenance issues, the biggest one being with their toilet and shower not functioning. Also, their heating doesn't work.
Did they not have the house inspected at all? Because that's a lot of things.
It sounds like not, right? Because, like, the house isn't livable.
Yeah, if you don't know how to check things, you should pay for that inspection. It helps a lot.
It's estimated to take at least a month to fix everything, so in the meantime, they're staying here. Rose came to me and asked if I could take their daughter to school, as her school is a 5-minute drive from the hospital. Normally, their neighbor, who has a child the same age, would take her to school, but that is no longer an option. My brother works full-time, and his shifts clash with doing this. He starts at 7 a.m. And he and Rose share a car, as she only works one shift a week on Sundays. I told Rose that I can't commit to taking my niece to school every day. She needs to be dropped off at school for 8 a.m., and sometimes I'm doing overnight shifts that don't finish until 9 or 10 a.m., or I'm doing a shift that starts really early in the morning.
Yeah, how could you possibly drive her to school if you're at work?
Rose got a bit upset and asked why I can't just explain to my boss that I need to be available for school drop-off.
Why can't husband explain why he can't be available during drop-off?
She didn't wait for an answer and said she knows that it's not that simple, but she needs me to help her. In my job, if you start requesting restricted availability, they will give you way less shifts.
That's every job.
I couldn't understand why Rose wouldn't walk her daughter to school, as it's a 15-minute walk from my mom's house to get there.
It's only 15 minutes?
That is so close.
That's super easy. Get a bike.
It's a walk with no hills and plenty of safe crossings. Rose and their daughter don't have any health conditions that would make this not doable. I asked Rose why she wouldn't walk her daughter to school, and she said that it's too far to walk with a young child.
Carry her. If you don't want your 6-year-old walking 15 minutes, which is not far for a 6-year-old to be walking.
Yeah, 6-year-olds have endless energy. They can do a 15-minute walk.
How great would it be if your 6-year-old was actually tired at night? You could get her to bed so easily.
I showed her the distance on Google Maps. I assumed she wasn't aware of how close it was, and she reiterated that it was too far. I said to Rose that I think it's her best option, but I cannot take her daughter to school every day. Later that day, my mom told me that Rose came to her really upset that I refused to help. My mom said she knows I normally work irregular shifts, but that it'd be a really nice thing for me to do. I feel like I'm going crazy because when I was a kid, I went to the same school and my mom walked me there and back from this house. I said no, and my mom said, "That's fine, I understand." Now I've got my brother calling me selfish, and he said it's a small ask that even their neighbor could do it, and I'm refusing. Am I really such an asshole?
It sounds like they were kind of taking advantage of the neighbor, too. Were they not picking up any shifts on taking the kids to school?
No, because they only have one car and the husband had it.
And how did they expect the kid to get to school now that they've moved into a new house? That neighbor's not going to be their neighbor anymore.
That is a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Or did they expect the neighbor to commute however extra distance it is to pick up their kid?
Also, the brother is saying it's a small ask that even their neighbor could do. But, yeah, the neighbor was already taking her kid to school. So, adding one more kid, not a big deal. Changing your work shifts to take a kid to school is a big deal.
Yeah, adding one more kid, not a big deal. But also, generally, you expect the other parents to pick up a shift or two.
Yeah, we did carpooling when I was in school. And, my friend's parents drove us to school and my mom picked us up.
I mean, I'm not saying that in a relationship where you're taking somebody's kid to school just because you're nearby, work it out however works best for you. But it does sound like this was a one-way street.
Top comment, NTA, if your brother is so adamant that shifting your work schedule is such a reasonable request, tell him to change his own. As her dad, he should be stepping up. If he can't change his work schedule to accommodate it, why would you be able to?
This is only going to be for a month, it sounds like, until they move into their house after things get fixed. I don't think it'd be that weird if a dad walked into the office and said, "Hey, we're having all this maintenance done. I might need to, get my kid to school in the mornings, and I'm going to have to adjust my schedule around that. Is that cool? Can we work that out?" It's just for a month, so it's not like it's a permanent arrangement.
There are some jobs where that would not fly, like you need to be there at a certain time and stuff, but there's a lot of jobs where that would be okay.
Yeah, and I would say one of those jobs where that won't fly is nurse.
Yes, so the sister obviously cannot do that. She needs to be there to cover specific shifts, or else there's no nurse there.
Yeah, no, nurse is one of those jobs that's you have to be there on time.
What I want to know is that, okay, so they share one car. Why doesn't the wife drive her husband to work so that she still has the car and can then drive the kid to school?
That is a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
But then she'd have to get up early, and that's so inconvenient.
Yeah, I guess they'd be wasting gas money when they could be wasting OP's gas money.
NTA, not your child. Her parents need to figure it out. The entitlement, wow. Can you please change your schedule and possibly risk your job to take my daughter to school because I'm too lazy? Just yuck. Stand your ground. You're the only sensible person in this scenario.
I mean, yeah, even mom seemed a little strange with her response of like not wanting them to walk, especially because she used to do that walk.
With you, yeah. I was like, it's not that far. I do not understand why they are unwilling to walk 15 minutes to school and then 15 minutes. Although I guess for Rose, the sister-in-law, it'd be 15 minutes to school to drop her daughter off and then 15 minutes back. That's 30 minutes of walking twice a day.
She's not doing anything else.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to do that. She's lazy. But I feel like there are many solutions and none of them involve OP changing her own schedule.
There's so many solutions that I feel like are more reasonable than OP asking to move her shifts around and restrict her schedule. Like, I don't see why sister-in-law can't walk the kid to school and then ride a bike back. Like, just walk the bike there. Then you have less walking. It's still exercise, but it'd be like a 5-minute bike ride back instead of a 15-minute walk. I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of options, like you said.
Another solution someone came up with. If 15 minutes is too long for the kid to walk, get a wagon and put the kid in it.
That's kind of like what I said earlier on. Like, if you're worried about the kid walking and not sister-in-law walking, then just pick the kid up. 6-year-olds are not that heavy. But also, OP said that sister-in-law and her daughter do not have any health issues.
I think the real issue is just that sister-in-law is lazy and using the excuse of her daughter being young as, a reason to not walk to school.
That sure sounds like the reason, doesn't it? Unless the neighborhood has just gone downhill a lot. But I don't think that's the issue.
Someone else says pay for an Uber. That could get real expensive, though, and I bet they're already really short on cash because they're doing so much remodeling on this home they just bought.
Oh, yeah. When you buy a house, you are very strict with your budget for a few months after, right? When we got this place, we pretty much had no extra cash for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Everything went into making this place livable because it was a fixer-upper. Am I the asshole for telling friends and family I'm broke when they need money?
I mean, nobody likes a moocher. That is kind of funny, though. It's just, can't help, I'm broke.
I, 50 male, had several instances in my 20s where friends and family members borrowed money from me. They either never paid it back, or I had to really pressure them for the money. Problem is, everyone knew I make decent money, and knew I was a habitual saver. So when they got hard up, they'd come to me like an ATM machine. They'd be like, come on, man, I know you got the money. Then I'd get the hard luck sob story followed by, I'll pay you back when I get it. So I opened up a new bank account. I only put $20 in savings, the minimum required by this bank. Then I'd put enough in the checking for bills, groceries, and spend it that day. So that account only had a few bucks left. When folks would hit me up for money, I'd be like, sorry, I'd like to help you out, but money's tight right now. They'd call bullshit, and I'd log into the account and show them. They'd go away all dejected.
That's a bit extreme that people won't believe you that you don't have money to lend them unless you show them your bank account.
It's a very quick and easy way to get rid of them, though.
It is.
Although you did have to open a whole bank account for it. Maybe not easy, but it's a quick way to get rid of them. After a few years of this, people started asking where my money went. Obviously, I'm not going to tell them the truth. Savings, HYSA, investments. So I'd say beer or strip club or casino. And not only did they believe me, because that's what they did, by the 2010s, they were lecturing me about not wasting my money.
They think you're a gambling addict? That's hilarious.
They think you're an alcoholic gambling addict.
Oh, yeah. Who likes strippers?
Yes. Anyway, in the 2010s, I got married and filled my wife in on the situation. She thought it was funny. My sister came over for Halloween and made some comment about how glad she was that I'd learned to be more responsible with money. My wife started laughing and spilled the beans.
What? No, wife, what are you doing?
My sister confronted me and I confirmed it was true. Then I told her I wasn't 20 anymore, and if she hit me up for money, the answer was no. She told the rest of the family. Some think it's hilarious, but others think I'm a tight-wadded asshole. Some have asked me how much I have, and I tell them none of your business. So, am I the asshole?
Not the asshole. Your family obviously just saw you as an ATM, and they didn't even want to pay you back when they borrowed money from you because you're loaded and you can afford it, and they are struggling. Not fair. So I understand not wanting to loan them money because you're pretty sure you're not going to get it back.
That's why they say don't loan family money unless you're prepared for it to be a gift.
Yes, and that is a good saying. But wife, what is wrong with your wife? Why'd she give up the gig? She should have been on your side and kept your secret.
It sounds like sister didn't even grill her that hard.
No, she's just like, haha, my husband's so funny. He's been lying to you all. No, that's a betrayal.
Did wife not realize that sister was also one of the ones you were lying to? You wanted to be secret millionaire over here.
I mean, she must have known that the sister didn't know because the sister was like, I'm so glad he's gotten better with money and you guys can afford a house now.
I'm so glad that he gave up his alcoholic, gambling, stripper-addicted ways. You really turned him around.
I don't know how he got married with his whole family thinking he was a alcoholic, gambling, stripper-addicted man and not filling his fiance in on that and being like, hey, I don't know if you want to marry him, but he's got a stripper addiction.
Yeah, I guess his family just had his back. They're like, well, we're not going to reveal his dark past to her. He's getting better, so we're on his side in this.
I don't know. I feel like if I was family, I'd still warn someone, hey, he's maybe not the best guy. You might not want to marry him. He's really bad with money.
Oh, you'll just backstab him, huh?
If I really like the person they're going to be marrying, I'd be like, don't let him drag you down.
Well, you're supposed to like him, too. Even if he does only ever constantly have $20 to his name and he still somehow has money to hit up the strip clubs.
And then your sister going around and betraying your secret too? Everybody's horrible. Why doesn't sister have your back? I mean, she's probably holding a grudge because you didn't loan her money and said you were broke and you were lying.
Top comment, not the asshole, but your sister is for telling everyone. OP replied to that, she's a yapper. Somebody replied to that, wife is the yapper. OP says, yes, she is.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of yappers in his life.
I guess as long as he loves her. He just has to accept that aspect of her.
Although now I do feel like he's old enough and settled enough that it is a lot easier to tell family, no, I'm not giving you money. When you're in your 20s and your family is asking you for money, I feel like that'd be really hard to say no.
He even said that in the last couple sentences that now he's old enough and confident enough to just be like, go to hell.
Yeah. So I guess the charade has run its purpose. And I mean, it's kind of okay that the cat's out of the bag, but still, they should have kept a secret.
Not the asshole. Funny how many learn to survive without your help. Someone replied to that. Now wait. OP never provided a specific count of how many friends and family members sadly perished because OP wouldn't give them $20 that one time. You're just assuming they all managed somehow. There could be a whole swath of corpses in OP's wakes.
Yeah, if he had just given them $20, they could have gotten something to eat and not perished. My neighbor told me a woman is visiting my boyfriend when I'm gone. This was posted to Relationship Advice.
That son of a bitch.
Okay, going to keep this short because I don't really know what else to say. I, female 22, have been together with my boyfriend, male 22, for 3 years, and he moved in with me last year. I was already living there for a year or so and developed a friendship with my lovely neighbor, 70s female. She's retired and a really sweet lady, and she basically knows everyone in the neighborhood and sits at home most of the day. Today, she came up to me and said that she had something to tell me, but that I shouldn't get mad at her. I told her I would never get angry with her and to go ahead.
I feel like when people say, don't get mad at me, the correct response should always be, I'm already mad at you. So just say it.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Shoot the messenger.
Yeah. She said that when I've been gone, probably a late shift or when I'm visiting someone, I don't know, she has seen a woman in her 20s come into my house and leave before I come back. I pressed her for more details, and she said that as far as she knows, she's seen her come by 3 times and that she thought I should know. When she leaves, she hugs/kisses my boyfriend, and she believes she stays for at least an hour or 2. I got some generic details from her appearance, but nothing specific. Of course, all alarm bells are going off in my head. There are no signs my boyfriend is cheating, and we've talked about how we would rather end things instead. He did start working overtime more, but I have a friend at his company who talked about this too, And he's bringing in bigger paychecks, so that adds up. I don't want to jump to conclusions. How do I approach this? What do I do, and how do I confront my boyfriend? I don't know anything for sure, and it could be anything at this point. I'm really freaking out right now. There's an update, but what do you think?
I mean, it doesn't sound good because she did say that she hugs and kisses him goodbye. I was initially wondering if it was just like his sister or something. I guess it depends on where the kiss is, though. Are they like the weird kind of siblings that do a cheek kiss goodbye?
I think the weirder kind of sibling kiss would be on the mouth.
I was just saying any kiss goodbye for your sibling was weird in my opinion.
Yeah, hugs only.
So I guess you gotta confront him or set a trap.
One of the top comments is, do the crazy thing and install hidden cameras.
Do the crazier thing and dig a pitfall.
But serious advice, Reddit is saying there are two approaches. One, hey, who's your friend that visits while I'm gone? Or two, I know about the other woman you're seeing. You have one chance to sit down right here, right now, and come clean 100%. Otherwise, you're moving out, and you're moving out now. One lie, one admission, and you're gone.
Yeah, I suppose those are the more reasonable options.
OP says she thinks she's going to go with number one and then work towards number two if it doesn't check out. She's confronting him tomorrow.
I mean, good. You're approaching this reasonably. I suppose you should not be digging up your lawn with pitfalls at this point in the story.
Okay, on to the update 3 days later. I almost didn't make this post because I feel so stupid, but there were so many people who wanted an update, so why not? Thanks to everyone who gave advice last time. The next morning, I decided to confront my boyfriend. I wanted the truth from him. I was very upset, to say the least. So I asked him who the woman was that was coming over when I was gone. He looked kind of confused and then started chuckling. I asked him why he was laughing and that I wasn't joking around. He's been preparing to propose to me, and one of my best friends came over to look at rings and talk about how and where he should do it.
But they were smooching?
The neighbor's 70. Maybe her eyesight isn't so good. Maybe they're just hugging goodbye.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That could be true.
I felt really guilty for assuming that he was cheating, but even he admitted that it didn't look very good. He showed me some of the plans they had made and the texts between them, but that he's going to change things up now that I know. I kind of ruined the surprise, but oh well. I called my friend afterwards and she couldn't believe what happened, and we shared a few laughs. He's been working overtime to get me a ring, and I don't know how I missed all the signs. She only came over twice, so I guess my neighbor is not that sharp anymore. LOL.
Okay, so she didn't count the correct amount of visits, and she also maybe doesn't have the eyesight to tell if they're kissing or not.
Nope, they're very close and hugging. They might be kissing while they're doing it.
Yeah.
Looking back, it all makes so much sense. My friend has been low-key asking about getting engaged, what kind of ring I would like, etc. I feel really stupid and bad for assuming the worst, but my boyfriend doesn't hold it against me and said he would probably have handled it the same way. I'm so happy that we're cool now. The thought of cheating was so tough on me, I had already called in sick for Monday.
Yeah, that's a stressful situation, but I can't blame you for, confronting him. I guess it's good that you went with a reasonable response instead of, installing security cameras or something.
Or pitfalls.
The pitfalls are still a good idea just for home defense.
For anyone wondering, I already told him I'm going to say yes. Now, I've been reading too many Reddit stories because I'm like, was it really? Are him and the best friend cheating together? I wonder if him and the best friend are cheating together. And they're just covering it up by saying they're planning a proposal.
Right? If someone that I knew in person told me this story, I'd be like, oh, that's a cute ending to your story. On Reddit, though, where's the twist?
I'm waiting for another update. Where's the twist? But there isn't another update, so I do think that, it was just he was planning a proposal.
Good. I'm very happy for you. I'm sure you're a very cute couple, and everything will work out lovely, and your neighbor is just a bit of a snooper.
A lot of the comments are people talking about their snoopy neighbors who have gotten things wrong. I had an elderly neighbor tell my ex-wife that I had a girl coming over while she was at work. It was my daughter.
I mean, you did have a girl coming over then.
My dad had a similar situation. The neighbors gossiping about him shacking up with some young girl at his house. It was me.
Are those the father and daughter just posting twice?
Oh, no, maybe, but... My elderly neighbors have been telling my mom that my boyfriend is living with me. 1, I'm a lesbian. 2, he's my brother. And 3, he's only over for a few hours every night to smoke with me.
I like that the neighbors felt the need to tattle to your mom about it even.
That is really funny.
Yeah. I don't know why they have your mom's contact information, honestly. I mean, honestly, it's a very nice story, though, that you have a friend who's willing to go through all these hoops to try to make your proposal so nice for you, even if it did explode because of your snooping neighbor.
Yeah, that is a pretty good friend. But Reddit does agree with me that they're waiting for the twist. Waiting for the next update, my boyfriend was cheating with my friend under the guise of helping him propose to me.
Yeah, we've all been on Reddit for too long. It's time to go touch grass.
Reddit is suspicious because why were they kissing? Why does she have to come over in person multiple times? Wouldn't they go to the jeweler's if he was going to propose? My cynical brain doesn't buy it.
I mean, I guess you could still set up the secret camera, but I am content with the story having a happy ending.
And that wraps up our last story for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Go check out Kristie's pet channel, Dog Cat Cat Noodle, on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and we'll see you next time.